YouTube channel. What's your sign, Case? Aries. I'll do Aries next. Okay, thank you, guides, angel, spirit, daddy. My favorite Virgo. Cousin April, thank you for helping me. Grandma, Aunt Betty. How are you guys? Thank you for all your clear confirmations and guidance for our Virgo viewers. For Virgo, for the first 10 days. Well, damn. Well, damn. Okay. For the first 10 days. Okay. That's pretty obvious. For the second 10 days of September, love and money. For the second 10 days of September, love and money. Well. Second 10 days. Ooh, okay. Okay. Virgo too. For the last 10 days of September for Virgo, love and money. Okay. Thank you, guys. You can see so far. You're so good. Thank you. Last 10 days. You want that one? Yeah? Okay. And overall for the month. Boom. Okie dokie. And your advice. King of Cups in reverse. Was that not your advice last month too? Still? We love rolling on dubs. Oh, wow. I'm getting to it, Vicky. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. What does she want? Scorpio. We'll get there eventually. Okay, Virgo, thank you for joining this reading. It is a predictive reading for the month of September. So please do hit the like, share, subscribe. Excuse me, I appreciate that. Let's get right into it. I got your cards out here. First card you have out is the Queen of Pentacles. Not bad at all. So, what this means in love, you do know and you realize and you believe for sure the most important relationship that you can have is with yourself. When you love on yourself, when you take care of yourself, all things start to work in your favor and people respect you and want to treat you right, you know? It only comes when you appreciate yourself. They appreciate you. Thank you for holding down those hearts. When you comfort yourself, people come and comfort you more. It just works that way. It's the law of attraction. It is what it is. As far as your money goes, you take a look at your finances and see when you start to think of how you can pull your own self up by your own bootstraps, when you start to think of how you can be more resourceful with what you have, the universe surely comes down and blesses you. When you see what you have as a blessing, not focused on what you don't have, I promise you the blessings come. Being resourceful is your magic power, Virgo. You give a Virgo a piece of wood, they will make you a bench. You give them a couple seeds, they make you a garden. That's what Virgos do. They love to build things up, especially raw, natural resources, you know? So, and then they know how to make money off of these things too. Like these resources, whatever they do make, they know that they can sell it. It's worth something. It's not cheap or invaluable. This stuff is worth it. Like, damn, you should have sold this. Nope, it's a gift for you. I can hear how many of my Virgo friends saying that. Like, you could have sold this a million times over. And you're like, nope, I made it just for you. Just because they love you. Oh, I'm thinking about my little niece. She's a Virgo too. I love me some. There's some Virgos I love and I adore them. Okay. In the Heart of Hearts, the first 10 days, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, much like Leo's did too. What is that about? Eh? But you've got it up right, so much better. In love, when you see the Wheel of Fortune here, this is like, it's been a wild ride. Like, a lot is going on. You are just like trying to catch yourself. You know, in your Heart of Hearts is like, okay, I just kind of get the sense of like, I almost did all that. Whoa. Good thing I caught myself before I went too crazy. And, you know, I don't regret what I've done, but whew, I'm gonna need a little. I'm gonna need a seatbelt and sit down for a second. Hold up. Let me catch my breath. You know. Let me catch my breath. Let me sit down. Let me go in the house for a little while. Hold up, chill. You know. That was fun, but woof, okay. Hold up. You know, you can't bank on luck all the time, but when the Wheel of Fortune is upright like this, as far as money goes, you might be willing to take a little gamble, take a little risk. You know, you might see a little windfall in this first 10 days. It's not saying quit your job and become a full-time gamer, just, you know, recognize the blessings and recognize when you're up, you're up. When you're lucky, you're lucky. Don't bank on it forever. You know, whatever windfall you have, whatever you got to really, you know, bolster up your confidence there financially. Don't squander it, but you got a little extra now. You can play a little bit if you need, if you feel it in your heart to do so. Subconsciously here, you've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. It's a strange thing because, like I said, I feel like you almost jumped out the window, you know, for this relationship, this, you know, Aries, Leo, Sag. But it feels like you kind of regained your senses before things got out of hand. So, don't worry if it feels like they, you know, hyped you up and got you all crazy and in the mix and then kind of left you spinning and you were wondering like, what in the world is going on here? Well, don't worry. Don't let it bruise your confidence. Welcome home, Your Highness, Lily. Don't let it bruise your confidence, Virgo. They'll be back. They'll be back. They'll be right back. And by that time, you'll be even more fine and more sexy and more all of that. Okay, Virgo? Just worry about yourself. Take care of yourself, you know. Beautify your life, your home, your spirit, and there's nothing wrong for the relationship, and it just make the cut, and that's fine. Oh, I'm smelling like tails or something. Lily, are you eating? I can smell your food over here. I'm smelling like oxtail gravy, rice, all that. We're connected by scent. Okay. As far as your money goes, if like you might be a little bit gun shy to like you, I feel like it is like this windfall. You could have made more than even what you got, but because you were still kind of spinning from that whole romantic relationship stuff. It got you kind of tripping. Hopefully you got to this message in time where you can, like I said, maybe take a chance, buy a scratch off something. What am I seeing? Making a call? What is this? I'm just kind of seeing, like, if you see an opportunity, once in a lifetime thing, especially if it comes to like traveling. For me, it's a golden rule. If you see the ticket that you can afford, buy the ticket. The rest will make sense later. In a couple minutes, it'll make more sense. Omar Renee, how you doing? Don't dwell on if you missed out on something, like, oh, we could have had a great vacation and all that. Like, hey, listen, you got some money. Keep your heads up. Don't be a sore winner. Okay. Middle of the month. Well, this is like the 8th. So maybe tomorrow. You got the 8 of Swords here in reverse. Okay, so I just heard, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. So, I feel like you can kind of step outside of feeling victimized by this relationship drama. Like, you've decided to take care of yourself. Yes, it still hurts. You still have some healing to do, but at least, like, now you're not like under the pressure of it, and it's not like driving you nuts in your brain now, like the 8th, the 10th, 9th, the 10th. It's like, I feel like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm doing Virgo. I'm not doing them in order though, so as far as money goes, you decide to buckle up and do the right thing. It feels like starting tomorrow. The 8th is what I'm seeing because it's an 8, but from tomorrow on, as far as money goes, it's like whatever you come into, whatever money you have, whatever you've been able to muster, you decide to go ahead and do the right thing, even though it's tempting to try and see what you could get away with too, but everyone else is trying to get away with something, and yeah, everybody does it, but you just keep your head high, because that's your protection. That's your weapon against everything, is your respect, your integrity, and you can't sell it off when the mood strikes you. Okay. The Knight of Wands here in the center of your reading, all together, all over. He's in reverse, however. So I feel like if somebody wanted to step, and they stepped, and you get to reevaluate, but I feel like it's for the best. You might have laid your cards on the table too quickly for somebody, or just didn't require them to work for you as hard as you were willing to work for them. And lesson learned here, okay, overall for this month. What us, it's like, I feel like you kind of got caught up. I'm caught up in a one night love affair. You got caught up, you were, having fun and enjoying and everything, but you realize those things that easy come, easy go, right? So you have that. Okay. As far as your money goes, it feels like I'm just kind of getting the sense of, since you're not like being tempted by anything, there's no other pressing issues or whatever, you just kind of not really sure what approach you want to take for your finances for the rest of the year or so, like, do you want to just blow it all in travel? Do you want to, focus on saving? Do you want to reinvest in your business? What do you want to do at this point, now that you don't have to do any specific thing, now that you're free from, now that you can see clearly, what do you want to do? We always tell you we're on a circle. So whether you go left or right, there's no wrong direction. One might just take longer. Okay. Subconsciously, Virgo, you have the moon in reverse also. I kind of prefer it in reverse just because I feel like the worst of it is over, I'd rather know than not know, even if it's painful, I'd rather know. So subconsciously, you can't believe you fell for it. You can't believe you got caught up in this altogether. Like you're smart, you're intelligent, you are instinctual and resourceful. So it just kind of still but throws you for a bit of a loop. Like, how did I get in this mess like this? It's over, I'm out, but still can't believe I got caught up in the first place. Like, I should have known better. Try not to beat yourself up, please, Virgo, sweethearts, please don't. This is also kind of like, for your money, this is saying remember how I was saying with the knights there, it was like you don't really know what direction, what do you want to focus on? Your dreams. This moon is your intuition telling you, now you can focus on your dreams. Now you can focus on your dreams. You actually have a little extra to put towards it now. You remember, your intuition is always a suggestion quietly, not like your ego, like, oh, I've got to show everybody I'm the baddest or the best or whatever. Quietly, you know what your dream is, whether it's, in one case, one Virgo, I know for sure. I'm about to get some money too. My hand itching. His dream is to have a vacation with his family, so towards the 18th or so of the month, you can start to see where you can really build the lifestyle, the life that you want financially. And remember, financial wealth is measured in time. So how much free time do you get? That is, well, it said somebody wanted to verse me. Oh, Hassan, he's got to wait. Yeah. So something like being able to have the time and the freedom to go and spend with your family or on a vacation, things like that. Now you can just stop dreaming about it and actually go ahead and put some money towards it. Do it. Make it real now. Okay, last 10 days of the month. Sweet, sweet Virgo. You've got the 3 of Wands here in reverse as well. I'm like hearing like, no more waiting, no more waiting. Don't be one of those people like, okay, I'm just kind of getting the sense of like, as far as this romantic relationship, you've got like 72 hours if I'm your friend. Like, I'll let you moan and complain about it for a little while, right? But then after that, every conversation I have with you can't start about this person, for 3 days after the breakup, and, you're still going through it, and then you should go through it silently after that. And then when you get to like this, when you're out and on a vacation, obviously with your closer friends and so on, you can confide, but don't let this become like your personality. The jaded, they broke my heart. I'm not talking to F the other sex, or, F love altogether. I'm never going to find anybody anyway and all that stuff. Like, don't you let me hear you going on like that towards the end of the month, Virgo. If you find yourself every conversation, everywhere you go, you starting off the conversation talking about this ex or this failed relationship that didn't pan out, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're making yourself unattractive to the rest of the world, and you're not unattractive. So be mindful of how you're presenting yourself. Pitiful is not going to attract the right type of vibes. You don't want to come across as pitiful towards the end of the month, maybe the 23rd or so. I'm just feeling like if you're out and about, don't just keep talking about the same old thing. Catch yourself. You are the master of you, so you can stop yourself from going on and on about this thing, okay? You might still feel it, but geez, don't at least make that your t-shirt and a banner about it. So you got some days to get through it and enjoy it, and when you're in close confines. But if you're around new folks, do not be sitting here talking about that shit again. No. Okay. Don't you do it. All right. Don't forget, Apple just told you. Okay. In your heart of hearts, you got the Page of Cups here in reverse. So, yeah, I'm just kind of getting this, like, don't be, don't use this as an excuse to get wasted and everything towards the end of the month. You've got to really do some shoring up on your emotions. I feel like giving yourself a new pet project will help. And don't be afraid to get a little counseling. Hit me up for a personal. I'll let you vent or whatever, but don't beat yourself down and drag yourself through the mud. And you can't give up. That's the thing. You can't give up. Just try not to give up, okay? Try not to think about giving up. Try not to say you giving up, especially if you don't mean I'm giving up, just to, use as an excuse. I know some people just have a harder time knocking the dust off and getting back up again. But be careful with yourself, because remember, words are spells. So if you start saying stuff like I give up on love, F love, and nobody loves me, or I'm worthless, or any of those type of things, so you're casting a spell over yourself, Virgo. And the more you say it, the more it becomes true. So the opposite works. If you say, when I'm ready, I'm going to get back out there. I'm healing. I'm finding new adventures. I'm ready for real love. I know what the fake love looks like. I learned my lesson. Those are good spells to cast over yourself. Okay. For the overall for the month, you got the Four of Cups here in reverse as well. Again, another card that I prefer. I'd rather it be in reverse than upright. You don't feel like you deserve it just because you're tired of failing at the relationship factor. But I promise you, a lot of healing comes from changing the way you speak about yourself. You can't even jokingly make those type of remarks about yourself, because they start to take hold over you and change you, just the same way that they can change you for the worse. Good words, good thoughts can change it for the better. Okay. It feels like you might want to look for an expert. The dreams that you have, the leeway that you gain, the momentum that you've picked up in the beginning of the month, it feels like at the end of the month is like a reality check here. Like you have, and what I'm just really getting a sense you've really got to be careful towards the end of the month. And it starts from now. Don't you start using bad words on yourself, talking crazy, even if you think you're just joking, it is spellbound. It's binding you. So you need to really be careful, one step at a time financially, okay? Yes, you're chasing your dream, but one step at a time. Maybe you have to go to a seminar before you can join the class completely, before you can sign up for the benefits. You have to register the company, things like that, Don't let it deter you, like the first sign of trouble and you fall apart. Don't you do that. You just look at it as, okay, now I know listed what I have to do. What's the step by step? Queen and King of Cups and a Tower behind it. King of Cups in reverse is your advice, Virgo. So, how can you use your status in effective and honorable ways? Are you an admirable and stable leader? Do you go from one extreme to the next? One day you're on top of the world, the next you're not. And do you take it out on people when you're not? How can you rely on your intuition more to help you? Ask your guides, ask your angels to help you. If you're not sure, if the message is not clear, you can ask them to clarify. Like, hey, I think you're trying to tell me something about this. If it's real, wiggle my left foot, or, make a black cat come across me tomorrow, so you'll be able to trust your intuition more. And also, how do you react when you get power? You measure a person not by when they have power. That shows you their real character. What do they do with their power? Are they still loving, kind, compassionate, gentle people, or do they become cold and, uncaring once they are in charge, bossy, whatever? Do they intimidate people, or just give people a good place to get good advice, a strong leader? So concern yourself with those things this month, overall, throughout all the situations. This is a reminder as advice for you throughout the whole month. Don't let the person that manipulated you, whatever this relationship situation that failed, it seems like you start off the month really good, taking care of yourself, and somehow you start to let it get the best of you towards the end of the month. And I just want you to check your unhealthy behavior. And I'm really getting a sense of, first of all, crying to everyone. Not everyone that you're telling your problems to is listening. Sometimes they're glad that you're going through these things. They're happy that somebody of misery loves company, that kind of thing. So be mindful of what you say about yourself, what you say about your situation, who you open up to in that way, and how you treat yourself in the face of this. Don't use this failed relationship as an excuse to get lazy, to get sloppy. Okay? Remember your integrity and check your attitude. Nobody likes a sore winner. Okay, Virgo? So your attitude is your altitude here. As far as your money goes, it feels like it doesn't even matter how much money they gave you or if you ever win, because you're behaving like you're entitled. Like, no, you're the only person who ever had heartbreak. You're the only person who's ever gone through anything. And I'm sorry if this is coming across crunchy or rude to you. Just as advice, this is what it is. This card is a sense of entitlement, and it makes you seem like you have no integrity or you have a poor attitude. And I know that's not really the case. It's just that you're hurting, So be careful how you come out this month, Really try to keep your emotions in check and really take care of how you talk to yourself and about your situation. It will make the difference, Don't perpetuate your heartbreak by adding insult to the injury, by treating everyone around you poorly or something like that, or treating yourself poorly. Okay? Yes, you're hurting, and trust me, they're hurting too. Okay? They feel it too. So the person who wins is the person who keeps their self together and doesn't fall apart and doesn't ruin other people and stuff. That's who wins in the relationship, not who is able to stay, not who walked off first. That's not the only way of seeing the winner, not who threw the first punch, but who healed the best, you know, who has less scars, do less damage to yourself towards the end of the month. Don't you dare start self-harming in any way over this relationship, because if they were manipulative, they were a buster, so they didn't deserve you anyway. And as far as your money goes, how you feel in here is going to replicate it out there. You know, it really is. Worry, you know, focus and ask yourself, what do you want as far as power goes? Do you want it just for the sake of having it? Or can you really help people? Are you really helping? Period. Okay. Happy birthday, Virgo. I appreciate you. Please hit like and subscribe on the video. That would be amazing. And I'll see you next month. Enjoy.